Let's take a look at how to create this chiseled design from a letter. We now have two options to do this in Illustrator. Number one is we can use an effect, and number two is we can do this manually. To use the effect, I'm going to start with this letter. It's still not outlined. You don't need to outline it, but you can, of course. I'm going to keep one version of it. And then let's apply the color and go to Effect, 3D and Materials, Extrude and Bevel. So this looks wrong. Of course, we need to view this from the front here in the presets. And then we need to turn on the bevel. And you see where this is going. Just set up the width of the bevel until it meets in the center of this. Let's turn off the smart guides. And that's okay. You can now set up the lighting to get it where you want, like this perhaps. And you can, of course, set up some more options to get the shading correct, like you want to have it, like this. But this is a raster-based effect. When zooming in, you see this is not vector art. In order to get vector art from this, we have two options. Let's select that again. When going to Object here again, you can go down here and expand as wireframes. Let's just hit that. And you see, you get lines from this. They are totally weird and they are not precise, so they totally miss the original shape, and this also does not look correctly. But of course it can be a start for you. I'm going to undo that because there's another option, which is to go up here and render as vector and then render. So this now is still live. Just for preview, you see here in the back, those are actual lines and they currently actually exist. So if you output that, you will see them. So in order to clean that up, what you still need to do is go to Object, Expand Appearance. Then you will see that the fills of this are not gradients. So this in here, let's see that I can just select that. Let's go to the Layers panel. And then this is the letter. Here we've got non-native art and a group. So we actually have a lot of pixels inside of that. And in order to create a pure vector version, you will still have to go with this and fill it with gradients. And of course, it's imprecise. So the biggest downside of this is that it's imprecise. And then, of course, another downside is that you cannot really edit this here if you want to have that differently. So we have to take a look at how to do it manually. And for that, let's take a look at this letter here. And in order to do that manually, of course, we have to outline the text. And also I'm going to swap fill and stroke. And now when doing this manually, you can of course take a look at actual chiseled letters and learn from them how they are done. Let's get back to Illustrator and build this with lines. We need vertical lines here, and I'm going to see if the smart guides are on. So, and then we can go here and put those vertical lines. That one is not in the center. And then we're going to make these here like this. And of course, that one needs to be snapped here to that. You can take this and mirror it for the bottom or just draw that as well. And of course, you can always go into outline view to have it snap in there. And I need to check out the smart guides preferences so they are all turned on, and I'm not sure why they do not snap. So now that we have those, we can now make this center line. And there is a method that you can generate that using a blend. I'm just going to take a look at that with a copy of this so that you know that this exists. You can select these points here and then cut that so that we have these single lines. One of them needs to be reversed so that the path direction is okay and matches. Reverse the path direction of one of them, select them both, and then you can make a blend. And you see, you get a center line. Sometimes this works pretty well. So that's a method that you can use, but you can also just draw that. And let's go into outline view and just draw that. And then again, let's match that. That's also something that you can do. And again, I'm going to zoom in here and see that I snap that. So you can work on that. And also I'm going to shorten this one. And down here, you can also enter or add another point on this line and move that to the right and have them meet there. That's something you can try out. But I would try that out when the next step is done. So now I'm going to turn off the stroke. And then let's go to the Live Paint Bucket tool, and I'm now going to fill them. And then let's have a darker one, this one here, and there as well, and there. Here we get something lighter, and maybe I'm going to use the color panel for that, so that we can get something lighter, and also down there something darker. Let's mix a darker version and put that here. So now with this version of the Live Paint, you can check out if you like it, if it works, if the path need to be changed. So you can now still correct this and it will adjust to whatever you correct. And when you like it, you can just take it and expand. And now it needs to be ungrouped. And when that is done, you can fill it with color. So now we can take that and let's take the gradient panel. I have already used some gradients, so let's just apply them. And what we need with this one is probably that this needs to be two shapes in order to work well. So we can take these 2 points and cut it so that we've got two shapes. And then I can apply one color in here, like this perhaps. And with that one, we can use and change that gradient slightly. So I'm going to move that stop in the center. And then let's take this, hold on Alt and duplicate it so that we get this kind of gradient. Like that perhaps. Down here we can take this here and pick up that gradient like this, so they are the same down here. And then I'm going to change this one and make it darker like this, so that we get that. And you can continue with all the shapes and add gradients to them so that they give you the look you're after. And when you're done with adding gradients, then also you can go in here, select these points with the direct selection tool, and then edit copy, deselect that, and paste in front, like this. Switch fill and stroke, and then let's apply a lighter color to that, apply a variable width profile and make that a little thinner and probably also a little darker like this, so that we get the nice edge in the center of this. So that's how you create the chiseled letter manually in Illustrator, which is not only better customizable, but it's also nicer and more precise than what you can create with the 3D effect.